All right, this is Rubber Eggs Lab Day 1. So you're just going to want to take eggs. I am using bowls that I happen to have at my house because these bowls come with lids. But you could really use any kind of a cup, really any container you can find. Cool containers would be good. Now I'm going to do 4 eggs because since I'm doing this for video purposes, I want to make sure that I have a couple of backups. Oh, did I break one already? You want to check them and make sure that they're not cracked. Oh, see, I cracked this one when I was dropping it in. Just a second, I gotta get another egg. There we go. So you want to just put them in your container. Pretty simple today. And then we're gonna leave them sit in vinegar till Monday. So just gonna take the vinegar, and all you need to do is just make sure, there's no specific amount, but you wanna make sure that the eggs are pretty much covered. So there's eggs number 1. What happens if you leave them poking out of the vinegar like that is the rest of it will dissolve and it'll leave a hard spot. So if you don't have enough vinegar and you have some of the egg poking out like that, if you can see, if you just turn them every day or so, so that they kind of get covered. But I'm going to see if I can. Also, very fresh, or excuse me, older eggs will float in liquid because they take on more air as they, I don't know, is it fresher eggs? I can't remember. One of them, either fresher eggs or older eggs, will actually float and make it really hard to completely cover them in the vinegar. So that's all I'm going to do, and I'm going to cover them. If you don't have a cover for your container, maybe some foil or some plastic wrap, because the vinegar will really smell up your house otherwise. Because of diffusion, by the way, the vinegar molecules will leave the container and spread out. They'll go from where there's more of them to where there's less of them, and they'll spread out all over and make your house stink like vinegar. So you really want to have a lid on them. And then last but not least, of course, you got to think about your situation and try to put them in a safe place where your pets and your family members won't bother them until Monday. And you could just maybe turn them a couple times, maybe turn them once or twice a day to make sure that all of the portions of the egg get in the vinegar for a time. Oh, one other thing I should show you before I wrap things up for today. It's kind of fun as you watch them. You'll see the chemical reaction starting here. I don't know. I feel like I'm really zoomed in. But you'll see all the little bubbles start to form on the eggshells. We can kind of see that. And what's happening is the acetic acid in the vinegar is starting to steal the calcium from the calcium carbonate in the eggshell. So, and then that releases carbon dioxide, and that's all the little bubbles that you'll see. Oh yeah, you can really see them now. If there's little bubbles starting to form, and that's the beginning of the chemical reaction happening that will dissolve and take the calcium out of the eggshell and just leave kind of a white paste behind. This isn't the lab, but again, what we're doing is trying to remove the eggshell and leave the membrane behind so we can use the egg as a cell model next week between Monday and Tuesday. Next week, Monday, is when you will need corn syrup for one of the eggs. All right? That's it. That's the start of our Rubber Eggs Diffusion Lab. Have a great weekend.